There you go. Well, this will be short. Just deleted my last two videos because I review my videos and I know when they're really bad. Um, Either that camera thing or the fact that I've actually, because I just urinated and I'm succeeding at keeping my edema under control. But that leads to, so I'm kind of best in the morning when things have kind of equalized out and I've had my first shot of water. I'm really trying to hold it around 50 ounces a day of water. That's including all foods and drinks. Um, that's also closer to right after the peak of the nyctohumoral cycle. I, Nobody is more critical of my own work than me. I am a writer, and I usually get it right because the first time, the first draft, and when I reread it, after composing it, if I don't like it, boom, gone. It's not, there is no second draft. I kind of move on, restructure the whole thing, or depends on whether I'm have to write it or whether it's just a friendly or other, business communication or shit like that. So, like I told you before, I'm kind of one of those people that Mac Brown said of Vince Young, who led UT to a national championship, great quarterback. He could see that daylight the same way as I could see where the ball's going, which I always knew would be around me, usually to the left, and I'm left-handed. I'm one of those people that really doesn't need coaching. Really never had even any of my English teachers try to improve or alter my style of composition. And when I'm writing, my composition is excellent. But I'm making this very brief video to let you know that, yeah, I'm well aware and I may go back but please, my video count is not, I've produced almost about 100 videos since I ran across the hobo shoestring thing, and most of them have been made in self-defense. They're not good quality. I may delete them. I don't know. I really, because they're not really central to the telling of my life story. They're not. So far, I've only deleted 3. YouTube count is way off. They've got me way over like 200, and it's maybe 100 and something tops, or 120. And I've been pumping out too much lately at too low a quality because of the fact that I'm dehydrated. I mean, you're just like cold weather, impairs cognitive function and speech and so on. So does dehydration. So I just urinated, like, what was it, like 3 ounces, and actually it immediately reflected my recent. I kind of noticed it. Yeah, as soon as I eat, about 12 ounces of beef, and she actually bought me the brand name when I really insisted on the generic. I said they're, and actually the brand name was not as good as the generic. Go figure, man. It's anyway. Sorry to the people, or like 19 people that watched like the last video, thoughts on Hanukkah. They probably got hooked because right after the time period that analytics tells me that the hobo shoestring crowd, if I don't grab them in the first 30 seconds, they're not going to watch to the end. That there's a part in analytics where they can see. That's one of the reasons I've kind of added the bonus questions towards the end, and a lot of people like that, or the bonus stories. Tommy and Fritz was like a last minute thought. I blew the joke, actually. Fritz jumps up, butter? uh, I didn't do it right in the dramatic. I'm tired. And that's why Tommy already actually had his rifle up, was looking to see where Fritz was at. He was locating him by sound and shit. And he goes, "We've got toast and butter," and then bang, Fritz goes down. That's the joke. Fritz pops his head up. Tommy caps him. When you start blowing a joke that you've heard and told a few times, not a lot. I'm not good at rehearsed jokes. I'm an improvisation. So many of my teachers, here I am. I'm still talking about. We'll see now. I'm interested in what I'm talking about. When I start boring me like I did in the video, the Hanukkah thoughts, which is, I was trying to show that I understand where the attention span syndrome. Yeah, you got that right. ASS, attention span syndrome crowd drop off. But I had my senior year, I took 4 English classes and a couple of others and stuff. We were college prep. I'd already graduated technically, and Norma Burks, I had about 3 of those English classes with her. What was it? And we'd do role playing, and I would just immediately come up with, I'd step back, she'd pick out 2 people and tell them to go at it, and the other person would initiate. Every time I would initiate, I would create the whole scenario and see if they could feed into it and feed me any straight lines to work on, and they were really bad at it. And she always going like, "You should have been an actor, Kent." Yeah, I could have been possibly a good actor, but in reality, did Shakespeare say all the world's a stage and everybody's an actor, some shit like that? I've acted upon the world stage, and I've been wicked good at it, to use a New England Maynard type phrase. Wicked good, wicked, wicked good, meaning very good. I'm happy with my actions in life, happy with the outcomes. I'm proud of how I've behaved in a court of law or in front of a television camera when presenting science. And I'll repeat something I may have already said on one of my videos, is that I'm so glad that I turned down so many opportunities in this life, opportunities you'll never get. And I just kind of kept moving, and I stumble upon a discovery and work on it and keep it, or something like that. I find something that interests me. And it panned out. I did what God designed me to do, which was to figure out his biggest secret. I've already told you before who the hell I am. That's why I think God gave me a miracle that we captured on X-ray. And I didn't even ask for it. So actually, as Hanukkah approaches, this is my prayer once again tonight. I'll say it on camera. Lord, I want to thank you. Go away, little penis. Noisy fuckers. Attention whore motherfuckers. Forgive me, Lord. This is my prayer for tonight. Lord, I thank you for one more day. You have given me an awesome life. I don't know how I can ask for any more. I am a bad person. I know that. I've broken especially one of your most critical rules. And please, I'm happy with what you've given me already. I didn't think I'd get this far, Lord. Really didn't. When I was 20, I was pretty sure I wouldn't make it to 25. When I was 25, I was going, I'm not going to make it to 26. Right? 70 years. The cop's probably chasing the guy on the motorcycle. Sorry, Lord. Uh, Lord, if you could, I'm all busted up. I can't find one of your servants to help out uh, on the holy, the healing. Can't find one that I trust. And if you would, please take me in my sleep. I'm in pain. Uh, Tonight would be fine. Uh, I am so grateful. That's all I really have to say. Thank you, El Shaddai. You are truly the Almighty. I know that you're there. I know that you're real. I kind of understand I call it God's geometry. You're like the smallest shape, the tetrahedron, the tetragrammaton, and you're small. You're this incredible contradictory kind of thing at the same time. You're infinitely small and everywhere, and infinitely big and everywhere. I'm not really explaining it with good clarity because I'm dehydrated, but the Lord knows my conversations with Bruno and me discussing my deductions of it's impossible to define the undefinable, but yet we humans still grasp. And I'm very weary, Lord, of grasping for every morsel of food, every leafy green, every shekel. Tired of being subjected to hostile human beings. I know that won't be that way in your paradise, but every time I say this, I feel like I'm manipulating him. I genuinely don't think I'm worthy. I know why, you know why. I know you're a forgiving God, but there was one thing I did, and it was legal, actually. Pray you'll forgive me, but I'd much rather just be gone. Take me in my sleep, Lord. My soul will be somewhere. It's my life has seemed like forever, like an eternity already. With all the pain and suffering, it's like feel like I'm as old as Methuselah. I'm still young at heart, but I guess, Lord, I'm asking this because I don't know how much longer I can take being around hateful people. I'm sick of the hatefulness. Just, it's, uh, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just, all you people coming on here hating on me and shit like that when I was just giving an honest, professional critique of somebody who clearly was uh, claims to be a Christian and is really actually, I hate to say more sinful, not say more sinful than me, but uh, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? Yet we have the right to be wrathful. Jeremiah, Operation Wrath of God. People think that I'm some Lord. That's one of the reasons I want to go, is that so many people judge me before they talk to me. And they think I'm just some old dumbass bum sitting there. Uh, Actually, when I can get free of the device in my hand and stuff, there are several, actually just, gotta separate just, uh, was it yesterday or today? I'm sorry, it's senior moment. I got to tell the lady about my longevity formula. It's not that hard if you're where I was at 20 years ago. I was already had it down. It's a question of money. And I actually know how to stop my own aging right now without triggering neoplasia, cancer. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. I know we discovered those structures and the inhibitor in neoplasia, the research of cancer. So if I had enough money, I could stop aging right now, but I would be stuck at my current physical condition. There would not be any improvement. It's not a rejuvenation. It's an extension of your potential lifespan. It's extending the telomeres, whichever way I don't care, to the theoretical high flick limit. That's HAY flick, high flick limit, which I could live to be easily as old as Methuselah. The question is this is what I've been through the last 3 years. I feel like I'm surrounded by demons hurling fireballs at me. Lord, that's part of it. Is there's just, I think there's another dink. Lord, would you please give that guy a big penis, please, Lord, so he'll get rid of that motorcycle. Give him like honking, gigantic, Yeah, one of them, yeah, throw that in there. Please, he doesn't mind humor. Think about that thing. The platypus, you think God ain't got a sense of humor? It's some of the creatures he's created. Oh, let me see. Let me put a duck bill and a beaver tail on this thing that's not a. Anyway. So I see a lot of humor in God's work. And I'm dealing with people who think they are God all the time. The Facebook channel has no content. I have a badge and a gun and no brains. Like the cops that tried to roust me twice, not knowing that the property owner don't mind me being here. Lord, I think we have, this is my opinion, Lord, I think we have reached what they call the angle of repose, where you could pile sand or dookie just so high and then it starts sliding downhill. Angle of repose. I think as far as these demon-possessed people all around me, you said there wouldn't be no more cleansing of water. The fire thing you were destroying things that you loved. So, you being God, please either take me, or would you please come up with a new technique that doesn't violate your, like, rainbow promise or whatever. Because this planet needs a dose of miraculous Miralax that can only be created by God. You need to create some kind of, no offense, you need to create some kind of virus. That's one of your techniques. You've used viruses to transmit genetic material between generations and between species and stuff like that, and things that are to our benefit. For those of you who don't understand his designs and how we've got our DNA, just think about it. Is start out and you create something, you go like, well, I'm creating all these things, I got to make them fit together some way. And evolution is, there's a reason why we have a limit to our lifespan, is that some of his creation to help the whole cycle of life, the decomposition to become fertilizer for the nest. If you live too long, the microbes inside you and outside you will eventually figure out. That's one of the problems with longevity. The microbes on the outside or the inside of you will figure out how to decode your proteins. And I've got one of the best. I've got the Delta 32 mutations. They're going to figure out how to eat you, and you have to come up with something that, based on what God gave us to work with, and the materials around us, to try to fight that. And anyway, I think we've reached the angle of repose, and I just had a thought that I had to suppress because it was so evil. I was going to say, please take me and the demons with me. Hey, that's not so bad. Anyway, Lord, Adonai, you're truly El Shaddai. You're the one thing that cannot be named, defined in any kind of way or shape by your creation. It's impossible for us to know something that's bigger than the universe. You have to be as big as the universe to understand the universe. The Greeks used to think that everything was like clockwork and could eventually be known. That's a rather foolhardy position or stance to take. That's some real fucking hubris. Pardon me, Lord, but the Lord knows that I know that the word comes from Fokker. The Dutch word meaning to strike is to strike that word. Fuck that. Strike that thought. Strike that thing. It's not about sex, idiots. For unlawful carnal knowledge. I really need to. I think, anyway, I've thought too much, and I've made my pleas to you, Lord. Please either take me or send the Messiah now, because he hasn't come. Your prophet Isaiah said that when he comes, the earth will be healed. We Jews still don't see that. We who you chose to convey your laws, we don't see that. We have the demons pursuing us day and night. Where's Mashiach? Where is the Messiah? We Jews have at times become angry at God, but I really can't be, because I would neither be alive nor able to walk a little bit today without his divine intervention. And he's not an interventionist type God. He only intervenes when he feels like it. Just because you pray doesn't mean he's going to intervene. If you pray for healing, that act of prayer, as I've explained in lectures over and over again, if you're following the formula right and if you're eating right, you actually produce arachidonyl ethanolamide. Arachidonyl ethanolamide, the first defined endocannabinoid. My body of work revolves around that molecule. That's why he gave me it. I explain how God cures cancer, and the only analog for that is cannabis. That's my original work. You've had the great good fortune to run across Kent Kruger, the first person on this planet to publish that. So I'm not going to make a deal with the devil. I'd like to make a deal with you, Lord. Would you take all the demons off this planet and me at the same time? Do we have a deal? El Shaddai, do we? I'd shake on it right now if I could shake your hand. Selah, that means pause, and now, amen, so be it. I've made my prayer. It's public now. I don't pray in public, unlike Christians. I do it privately, and that's probably the longest prayer I've ever done in my life, unlike the Christians. Where is the Moshiach, Christians? Where's the Messiah? Why am I still besieged by demons almost on a daily basis? All I have to do is go south a little bit or north a little bit, and I'm just surrounded by demons hurling fireballs at me. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah's in only 9 days. That's a beautiful moon, Lord. To the moon, Alice!